that?
He was waiting
Cotton
for that
Dude,
one.
man. What's up with that, man?
Do you guys angle your surround speaker? Excuse me, your surround speakers also. Youth man, you're up to bat. What do we?
Appreciate it, man. I do not, but I have wide dispersion speakers. Back in the day when we had Dolby Pro Logic, now I'm going back many, many years, the idea was to take your surround speakers at that point. It was pretty much a 5.1. You'd have 3 speakers up front, left, center, right, 2 surround speakers in the back, and typically you would put them in the back corners angled towards your listening position. Nowadays with things like Dolby Atmos, DTSX, Master, that sort of formats, typically you're not going to need to angle those. Your surround speakers, if you go to best place that I could advise you to is go to Dolby's website. And actually, I'll see if I can pull it up here. If you go to Dolby's website, they give you some really great, what do you call it? Like diagrams. Dolby Atmos. See if I can pull it up here. Here we go. Speaker guides. Perfect. Okay, so let me do this. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Gotta get back to... All right, so we're going to share.
I'm just reading the comments here.
All right, let me know if you guys... Oh, mercy. Did you see that? It like went crazy. All right, is it showing? Because I'm not going to switch back.
Yep.
Okay, so on this, basically I just did a Google search for Dolby Atmos. So if you've got a Dolby Atmos setup, they've got a great website. If you scroll down here, there's a button that says Dolby Atmos Speaker Setup Guides. And so what's nice about this is it'll show you different layouts. So if you've got 5 speakers, which would be a front left, center, front right, and then 2 surrounds, if you click on that, it'll tell you what angles that they recommend. So it just depends on, like I have mine for the most part, they're about here because I have my front seating position here. And then back here, I've got my second row right here. But instead of angling here, I've got mine angled 90 degrees coming this way.
Okay.
And again, mine are wide dispersion, so I'm going to get sound that's going to travel this way and sound that's going to travel this way and hit the back wall and bounce.
That's cool, man. I dig it.
This is a great website. So if you're wondering about angles and things like that, as you can see here, they've got 5.1, 7.1, 9.1, all different types of setups. And then if you see something that says, like, let me scroll down here, when it gets to 5.1.2, the 5 is the 5 speakers, the main floor level speakers. The 0.1 is going to be your subwoofer. And then the 0.2, that last number, is going to be how many Atmos speakers. So you can see here they've got up-firing Atmos that basically sit on top of the front floor standing speakers, and they'll hit the ceiling and bounce towards you. You can have something like this where it's overhead. You've got 5.1.2, so 5 on the floor, 1 subwoofer, and 2 in the ceiling. And then you can have 4. So what I run in my home theater is a 7 point, I call it a 7.2.4. Technically, it's still a 7.1.4 because the 0.1 is the number of channels in the LFE, which is only 1. That's why you don't really see a 7.2 anywhere. But this is basically where mine is right here. It's a 7.1.4. So I've got 7 speakers here. So this is pretty similar to what I've got, but it looks like their speakers are actually in front of the couch, which isn't really ideal. It's supposed to be 90 degrees. So if I click on that, it's probably a better image over the top. There we go. So as you can see here, those side surrounds are 90 degrees here, but they can be up to 110 degrees. So basically this speaker could be back here a little bit. So if you're good with math, you could kind of figure out what those angles are and how far you could get away with doing that. So here, this is pretty much exact replica of my theater room. So we've got 3 front speakers, 4, 5. That's your 5.1. I've got another subwoofer over here, so that's what I call 0.2. And then you've got 2 surround backs back here, so that makes 7.2. And then you've got 4 in-ceiling speakers, 2 in front of the listening position, 2 in the back of the listening position, in line with your main towers. So it's just a great website.
Ron,
Awesome.
you taking notes?
Yes.
You have, yeah.
Yes.
2-channel Ron?
Yeah. No, I've got Dolby Atmos 7 back there. It's doing really well. So checking the specs of the rotary girder, it's awesome, man.
Well, you have you have left and right, right? So you have 2, and then you have 2 subs. So you have
2.2.
2.1 with a phantom center, right?
I do. Actually, I do. So, recently started diving into just Bluetooth from the Apple TV right into this little black box over here, which is the NADM10. Love that little guy, and we've been having a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. My daughter Georgia, who is now 4, she's always like, "Daddy, put on the big speakers, put on the big speakers," and so that's how you get youngsters into hi-fi.
That's amazing.
That's how you do it. So